is such a terrible liar. You know, when somebody see that and say, I mean, we should try and, tap into the wind energy, into this, so, and somebody is seated there then to say, is the minister who was supposed to be telling you that since I became minister, this is no longer about what we're going to do, it is about what we are doing. So far, so good, this is what we have been doing. And show workings with numbers, verifiable one. But for those who should know Tinubu and APC very well, they are not friends of statistics. So they would rather manufacture them from the thin air. And they would want you to believe that. By the time you start probing them, you said, but what happened is that so and so does not correspond with what you said. No, I didn't say it exactly. I was just trying to describe. How could you be a minister of darkness, of a giant of a country called Giant of Africa, a supposed the crippled giant though, right? And it was just all talk like beer parlor talk. After the entire talk, even while the talk was going on, electricity tripped off in the chamber, that they had to wait for some minutes to put on a generator before they could continue. That's why I call him Minister of Darkness. If you believe any jack shit from what he said, well, myself and one true emperor, we do have some landed properties inside the ocean with an airport as well that we want to sell very cheap though, okay? It is just 15,000 pounds sterling. If you believe any jack nonsense that guy said. But that's what they do. Just say it to them. If anybody doubts it, accuse them of not being patriotic, of not believing in Nigeria, of always being happy that Nigeria is going down. Let's go do that. They must believe by fire, by force. That's what I see in them. But we won't. We won't. Meanwhile, I don't know if you have seen this. How many of you have seen that video where the EFCC chairman was talking about an internet fraudster, 17-year-old internet fraudster, that he was so mesmerized and shocked that he has so much knowledge about IT. Nigeria at a finish. And I am here to tell you, okay? Number one, the number one law officer, supposed law officer for the EFCC, which is their chairman, had no knowledge about IT. He is mesmerized that an internet fraudster, a Yahoo boy, was able to hack, I don't know, his bank account or something using his BBN. Somebody that belonged to jail. I mean, he's a Yahoo boy. There are brilliant minds, young, who actually really went for real training when it comes to IT. But here is what the EFCC chairman had to say. And I've started seeing some of the Donda heads in Nigeria. Wow, because now don't they watch too much movie, Abby? If he was in America, they will. FBI will hire him. Abba. FBI hire a Yahoo boy. I've heard some of you who said, Hush Poppy will be hired by the FBI if he was an American. That's how deluded some of you are. Very, very deluded. Internet fraudsters, those whose job is to plant, phishing, hacking content or what have you to you, to steal from you. They are criminals. They are not IT experts. Nigeria is a place where you believe that being a Yahoo boy makes you an IT expert. And your government official believes that too. Oh, that boy is he has brain. There are real IT experts, young, trained, that will take any opportunity to perform wonders not a Yahoo boy. But what do they know? Listen to your EFCC chairman in a deluded gun country.
I brought in my Lagos office a 17-year-old boy. I was sharing also with them, who is studying history, 200 level. He's not doing anything science. The guy sat in my office in Lagos and demonstrated some things to me on my laptop. He asked for my account, my number. He knows my number. I gave him my number. Through my number, I got my BVN. He said, "Okay, he now mentioned the name of my account number to me at the bank." I didn't tell him anything. Yes. 17-year-old boy, 200 level student, studying history and anthropology. Now, that's not even the issue. The problem is, I see crime in that. I also see opportunities in it. So if you leave these guys, if we don't make them know that this thing they are doing is wrong, if you leave them, they will continue to see that thing as a culture, as a way of life to make money. If I don't investigate them, if I don't prosecute them, now what we do, on our own, we plead for light sentences for them. Because it's also going to be wrong for us to close our eyes. We plead for light sentences. Why? So that we can reorientate them. And that's part of the things we're doing. What joy will I derive in sending a 19-year-old boy to jail? You have destroyed his future, you have destroyed his career. Most times they give them options of fine and all of that, after conviction. So we bring them back, we lecture them, we talk to them. This particular boy, when he was done, I said, look, Oga, I can make 10 million now. He said, I will demonstrate to you, I will move money from your account to my account now. I said, no, don't do that in my office. Don't let them trace that to this place. Don't. And he was actually ready to do it. In fact, when he opened the system and he was like, I didn't give him the key to my laptop. And he had access. He forgot that he was even in my office. He forgot I was around him. He was just, he got lost in that art. And I said, okay, now, why do you do this? Why? You know what he told me? He says both parents are farmers. They couldn't go to farm because of insecurity. He has two younger ones, one in GS2 and one in SS2. He's the one feeding his parents. He's the one responsible for the payment of the tuition of his younger ones. So what do we do? In as much as I want to do my job, like I said, I saw a big gate in that guy. I said, okay, from today, if you are able to get out of this, we will do our work. And whatever happens, I will certainly take up the responsibility of your schooling. Told my family, we are going to do that. I spoke to one of my friends who is also ready to help to take up the schooling of the SSS2 guy. So I'm still looking for someone who will take up the one for the GS2. Maybe Chu Sakuna will help me do that. So these are the challenges we are facing. And so for people to just sit down out there and begin to condemn EFCC, they don't even have an iota of what we're doing. You don't even understand the enormity of the problems. You don't. Now we are coming up with what we call the Cybercrime Research Center as part of the project in our new academy, where we'll bring some of these boys during the vacation, the way they are capturing them, the way we have 419 training school. We're also going to come up with a hub that will help us to channel those skills. You can imagine somebody who never studied science. Imagine his proficiency in handling systems, hacking websites. Now, assuming that guy is that skill, is channeled towards positive things, you can imagine the contribution he will make towards the economic development.
Nigeria. I want to see where I can even start from, because some of you watching me, you have that same mentality too. Tinubu said sometimes in 2022 in Warri, he said, all those who call Yahoo boys, don't call them Yahoo boys. We will train them on computers, on how to make chips, computer chips. Ladies and gentlemen, a Yahoo boy or an hacker that is hacking as acting to rob people. They are not IT experts, yo. And there is nothing like if they can train them, don't be daft. Because I know some of you have that same mentality. We say that all the time. If it's America now, how did this boy manage to steal all this money? Doing Yahoo, how did he do it? Man, if Nigeria is a real place, this young boy, they're supposed just, they're supposed to hire him to teach them. Listen to this, so typical Nigerians, so to teach them how to catch Yahoo boys. I want there. Yahoo is called fishing. Looking for your mugu and breaking into a financial system through whatever weak link that you can get. They are not IT experts. You can learn how to be an hacker. Do you understand? If your own hacking, there are real hackers. You know the type of, the kind of hackers that you probably think government always look for. They don't look for them, they jail them. And these are the ones who can hack into the most fortified government firewalled spaces. Hackers that can take over entire security architecture of a country and begin to redirect it and do whatever they can. Those are the kind of hackers that FBI, CIA, they want to know how you do it. How did you do it? Before they send you to your jail that you will never see the light again. Go and check it properly. That mentality of you thinking a Yahoo boy is an IT expert. That it'd be like what do you call the director of FBI in America? Grabbing a microphone, talking about how an American 19-year-old is a man, is not a boy. Arrested for fraud. Got invited to his own office. Imagine the director of FBI in America telling Americans, this young boy, I brought him to my office. I gave him my laptop. And if you see what he started doing. So number one, that the EFCC chairman is so mesmerized by what a Yahoo boy, internet fraudster can do, to the point that he decided to adopt him. Tells you everything you need to know about that contraption and everybody in charge of it. So which means your EFCC chairman self, now puruntu. Because people, they carry laptop, they carry computer, nobody say they know jack shit about it. The EFCC chairman of Nigeria saw Yahoo boy. So does that mean that EFCC they don't have their own engineers and hackers? I mean, I would expect that. FBI, CIA, they don't go and hire people to come and help them find something they are looking for. No. They do it themselves. They have hackers. The hackers that would then be like, they are the best in the world. You know that kind of thing. You're working with the American government as what? As the FBI. Or what do they call them again? The financial security, something in America too. They have their hackers. They have their scientists. They have their own internal investigators. They have their foreign collaborators that they can actually get anything from. So EFCC chairman in his office, mesmerized, grabbed his computer, gave it to a Yahoo boy that was arrested for Yahoo. And the Yahoo boy, he said, why are you doing Yahoo? I'm doing Yahoo to sponsor myself to school. I am studying history. That's even a lie. But anyway, let's manage it. A 17-year-old is studying history and he's doing Yahoo. So he's using the money to send himself to school, as well as his siblings in secondary schools. So the number one financial crime officer in Nigeria is so mesmerized that he decided to adopt the boy and his family. Lamba Amuluribu, Lamba Wiri. They say things that they want you to hear, even if they have to kind of ridicule the supposed institution. There are young people, young engineers in Nigeria. I'm talking about gurus, genius, young souls that are like experts in IT. Okay, without talking about hacking, people who take people's hack people's details through their mobile. That's hacking. That's criminal. That's what the boy is doing. The EFCC chairman shouldn't brag about that so that he can look good. But I say the guy love the media so much. He's been living in the shadow for a while. As far back as the time of Maguluta crook, Olukayode is a thief himself. Okay, he was indicted among those who. He's been in the EFCC for a while, so don't get deceived by this posturing of Olukayode. It's a matter of time. You are going to probably know more of him. But he's lying. Okay? He is lying, or is a total dunce who is just doing things to play to the gallery. All right? You've seen their policemen before. Horrible. Very horrible. By the way, take a look at these clowns that we found on the streets yesterday. The Yeye Bellows men. They won't give up.
We are here this morning to address an important national issue. We said we have a responsibility. We have responsibility. Now they are attacking us. You can see the FCC said we don't have rights. We said they don't have rights to express our...
The incident occurred when about 200 protesters attempted to stage a protest at the building of the anti-graft agency, but were chased away by the officials with tear gas. The group went ahead to continue the protest at about 2 kilometers away from the headquarters, but the security personnel traced and nabbed some.
It is impossible. EFCC must obey court order. EFCC must obey court order. Yes. Yaya Bello.
Placards carrying protesters conveying several messages that Yahaya Bello should be prosecuted and not persecuted. Earlier, an anti-Yahaya Bello's group, Kogi Conscious Liberation Movement, submitted a petition to the commission calling on President Bola Tinubu to ask Governor Usman Ododo to hand over the former governor to the officials of the anti-graft agency for prosecution.
Compel on Yaya Bello to come. He's hiding there in Lugard House. He moves when Ododo moves. The governor convoy is not immune. It is the person that is occupying the office of the governor that has immunity.
Yes. And we are saying that we shall not rest until justice is being served on those who have taken away our common patrimony.
Simply what Yaya Bello to do is to answer to those charges. We are not concerned about renting crowds or getting people to speak in our favor. No.
On Wednesday, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had served a copy of the charge sheet of alleged fraud to the tune of 80 billion naira against the immediate past governor of Kogi State through his legal.
Olenye, Olenye, Yaya Bello, Olenye, 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 Yaya Bello, Olenye, 80.2 billion, Olenye, you squander ram, Olenye, 1.1 billion, Olenye, just for school fees, Olenye, God go punish you, Olenye, Ogun go kill you, Olenye, Ole buruku, Olenye, Ole werenye, Olenye, 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 Yaya Bello, Olenye, 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 Yaya Bello, Olenye.
Olenye, Olenye, Yaya Bello, Olenye. Now that is from the stable of Yaya Bello, right? Because from what we heard last, right? Even the Yaya Bello, I told you the last time here, where I did say that a few times. I said, despite all we have been reading about Yaya Bello and his looting, they haven't frozen. I mean, they haven't frozen his account. That's so strange. Somebody now said, oh, they're frozen the accounts now. I said, are you sure? I don't think so. Because there is a WhatsApp chat where Yeye Bello, Ododo as Olodo, as well as some of their, as leakers, they were panicking about the tribunal case. They are in the tribunal. And they boldly said, Oga said he would take care of them, that he's managed to get some dollars change. Who is Oga? Yeye Bello. Yeye Bello is promising that he will make sure that all the judges were bribed and paid in dollars. And they were celebrating. I don't know if you have seen that, right? They were happy to see Oga said. So where is Yeye Bello getting money from? But they said when Ododo moves, Yeye Bello moves. So which means, indeed, Yeye Bello still have access, unfettered, unhindered access to the Kogi State resources. Unfortunately, Kogi people, Ndo.
If our credits are open and people need a car, they don't have to pay 4 million cash at the same time. Jimovia, you better think about this. And promoting more credit for this economy.
Nuisance, Lele.
That was a Kolu in those time when the asteroid pretty much was very active. He was talking about credit. That's another lie they are telling people now. That you can go to the bank and get some money to, they call it a customer, what do you call that again? Consumer credit. That's what Kolu called it. Consumer credit is that you can go to your bank, instead of you stealing 50 million naira to buy a car. Just go to your bank, okay? And then your bank will give you the money to finance the car for you. Baba is already existing in Nigeria. I was surprised that this has even been existing in Nigeria for more than 15 years now. But Kolu is trying to make it look like it's going to be a policy of his government, which they never really had any chance for. They have no plan for it. I heard that some of the companies in Nigeria, some of them, they do give you credit facilities to buy cars, to buy bikes, to buy houses, mortgages, and all that. They exist in Nigeria. I was like, oh, great. But some said it's been existing for a very long time. So I didn't know. I just knew about workers who pull their resources together, and then, from there they will be able to take a huge loan to go buy whatever they want to buy, and the money will be deducted directly from their salaries. So I know about that, but just to know that they do credit consumers financing too. They say, oh, they do it. You just have to show that you've got a work, you have a job, and then you show your income, and then they will give you that credit. But as for Kolu, he made it more like, oh yeah, we can now do it in my name. No, they can't do it in his name. It's just word with nothing. So to those of you who are from the contraption, especially those of you from the mega shitty, I just thought I should remind you that even if a lot of you are complaining today, lamenting, and then, trying to make us feel that we have to, for some reason, right? We have to feel sorry for you. Unfortunately, the Abobakus of Lagos. I hope you remember this. And therefore, you would have to kind of live with your consequences. I know. It's a reminder, you get? You see, when they said that the Igbos cannot vote in Lagos, it was real. A lot of them are trying to deny that today and saying that the Igbos, they love to claim victims. They love to claim victims. Baba, not only did Tinubu and APC, Egbekegbe, brought religious politics, which is that of Muslim tickets, as well as the divisive religious rhetorics from these guys. Baba, they involved the Isheshe people. For the first time in my life, I saw Oro, Isheshe people, publicly got involved in Tinubu's kind of politics. Specifically, they brought out all these white-wearing lunatics, these idiots from Lagos. All these Shiri, Olori Brukus who are destroying and then, sort of disgracing the Yoruba tradition and culture. And Olori Bruku about the rest of Yoruba anyway. So those of us who know the history of Lagos very well, before they steal the land, of the Ijebus, the land of the Aworis from outside that same Lagos Island to form this your new Lagos, that Lagos you are seeing today. Your Lagos is left at that Lagos Island next to the water. But in order for them to create their fake Lagos that they want to make look like as it is, a sort of adulterated Yoruba culture